So, this is the Death Note DS game, which was only recently translated into English. And you might be asking yourself, how did they turn Death Note into a video game? And then I look over and I whisper in your ear, Among Us. The human whose name is written in this note shall die. The Shinigami Ryuk dropped a death note in the human world, which was picked up by Light Yagami to create a new society according to his own ideals. Light then began using it to sentence the world's criminals to death. I want the world to know of my existence. There's someone out there passing righteous judgment on the wicked. The power of the Death Note, I'll change the world. And I will become the god of this new world. Just as I thought. Humans are so interesting. One after another, criminals around the world have inexplicably started dying of heart attacks. The world's police are perplexed by this seemingly incomprehensible case. People the world over have named the invisible killer Kira. There are those who secretly praise Kira, and others who fear his judgment. However, a person has at last appeared who would stand in Kira's way. Although his true identity and whereabouts are unknown, he is commonly known as L. Having solved numerous unsolved cases, he has cemented himself as one of the world's greatest detectives. With a body double, L was able to determine that Kira was located in Japan. He has now decided to show himself for the first time in order to cooperate with the Japanese police. Few were willing to continue the investigation in fear of Kira. Among the few is Light's father, Soichiro Yagami, chief of the NPA. This is all that's left? Still, I'm grateful to see there's even this many of you willing to risk your lives to face evil. It's not just us, there's L and his assistant Watari too. In any case, I trust L and am willing to cooperate with him. I agree. Alright, first let's hear what he has to say. I am Watari. I have been awaiting your arrival. Please come in. I am L. But please, call me Ryuzaki from now on, just as a precaution against Kira. Huh? As a precaution? How so? Kira needs a face and name in order to commit murder. Please use aliases whenever possible. Yes, understood. By the way, Mr. Yagami, your son, His name was Light, yes? What do you want with my son? Was hoping to ask for his cooperation with the investigation, his schedule permitting. Light's ideas had led to many past cases being solved, but for Light, who hopes to remove L from the equation, the proposal is almost too good to be true. Whether or not Light's deductive ability was the real reason for the request, Light, who is in fact Kira, will aid in the investigation and his own capture. Kira to eliminate L, L to catch Kira. Stage is set, and the curtain is soon to rise on the fierce battle over the Death Note. Death Note, the Kira game. Listen up, everyone. Light is Kira. What? I'm L. Trust me on this. Ryuzaki, I'm not Kira. It's him. Ryuzaki is Kira. What do we do? We'll arrest Light. And if the investigation still continues, you can arrest me. Light is Kira. I say we go with Ryuzaki's proposal. Then let's tally the votes. I see what they're doing here. That was story over. In accordance with the vote, Light has been arrested. So, Light, did we vote correctly? Yes, I am Kira. Which means victory goes to the investigators. The game is over. That was quick. I can't believe you got me immediately. But why were you so sure it was me, Ryuzaki? A hunch. Hell, I mean Ryuzaki, this game. It's a game based on the battle between myself and Kira. It's called the Kira game. People have taken interest in our game of cat and mouse. It's become quite the craze. Playing as L or Kira forces you to consider their each and every move. Really quite useful for profiling. As such, I tend to incorporate it into our investigations going forward. Struggle to see how playing a game will somehow help us with our investigation of the Kira case. But if you say it will be useful, Ryuzaki, I'll play along. In that case, we'll play again. Hold on a second. What is it, Matsuda? You think we could just go over the rules just one more time? Fine, I will explain things again so that hopefully Matsuda will understand as well. The Kira game. The Kira game. It's a game in which we suppose that Kira is among us. One person will act as Kira and another as L. The rest will all be investigators. Additionally, a follower will be selected from among the investigators. Just as the investigators are able to support L, a follower will be a support role for Kira. Why was that so hard to read? This is literally just Mafia. If Kira is arrested, L wins, but if L is eliminated, it is Kira who wins. In other words, it's a head-to-head contest between L and Kira. Kira searches for L, L searches for Kira. The first to be eliminated loses. Well, I get it now. Now, as for how the game is played, let us first discuss the person who is believed to be Kira. A very deviant. Were you following before? Can't remember. Welcome to the stream. Let's first discuss the person who is believed to be Kira. Person suspected of being Kira, are they the real Kira or not? And that's when the vote is held to decide who should be arrested, right? Correct. I can only arrest Kira through a vote, which leads to an arrest. Kira, conversely, is able to eliminate L by vote or judgment. Are you following along so far, Matsuda? Yes, I think so. Now let's discuss how to make arguments in more specific terms. Discussion will progress with the use of the speech bubbles on the bottom screen. Light and I will show an example, so please pay attention. Light, if you would, touch and hold the doubt up. Then please drag and drop it onto the icon with my face. Alright. Ryuzaki, what are you thinking? He was able to increase my suspicion. However, Light's influence has decreased as well. Your influence will recover when it is your turn, but be careful not to overuse it. You understand how to make an argument? Yes. Doubt. Next, I'll explain doubt in more detail.
Not.
Doubt represents the degree to which that person is suspected of being Kira. And that would be represented here, right? Person's doubt is only visible to themselves, but it shows a measure of the suspicion placed on them. Now try holding the doubt double up speech bubble on my icon. Ryuzaki, you're not trying at all, are you? Something popped up under Ryuzaki's portrait. That is a doubt marker. Markers are placed when a person's doubt rises above the red and yellow lines. Unlike the doubt gauge, these markers will be disclosed to the entire group on the spot. At that point, the doubt will be directed at that person as public knowledge, and they're easier to vote out. Understand how doubt works? Yes, okay. Trust. Next, let's go over trust. Trust indicates to what extent another person believes you. Trust is shown with a gauge under each person's portrait. During your turn, touch another person's icon to see their trust. Trust will change as you use these speech bubbles. Light, please drop the trust double up, doubt double down bubble on my icon. Ryuzaki doesn't match the criminal profile. That caused my trust towards Light to increase. Light's argument has also lowered the suspicion against me. Lowering doubt I understand, but is there a reason to increase trust? By building trust, voting against you becomes difficult, even once you've received doubt markers. Not to mention, the more people you develop high trust with, the more influence you will recover. Agreements, counters, and debates. On to agreements. This action will do as expected and agree with and add support for another person's argument. By agreeing, it will be regarded as though you had made the same statement as the other person. Now please give it a go and agree with my argument, Light. Agreeing with others allows you a chance to speak out of turn. Next, we'll go over counter and debate. Countering someone's argument will cause the opposite effect. Light, please counter my argument. To sum up, I have accused Matsuda with a doubt up speech bubble, and as Light countered my argument, Matsuda's doubt will be lowered. Counters are pretty powerful, huh? Indeed, however, counters are not foolproof. The countered side can offer a counter of their own, in other words, a debate. In debate, the initiator may counter twice and the opponent 3 times. Furthermore, the longer the debate, the more effective the arguments will be in the end. On that note, the winning side loses more influence the longer the debate, like an auction. That makes sense. Let's see it in action. Agree with favorable arguments and counter unfavorable arguments. That's the basic idea. Keep your remaining influence in mind as you make use of agreements and counters. This is a lot. Stunning arguments. Next, we'll touch on stunning arguments. There are 5 types of stunning arguments in all, 4 of which are shared by everyone. Doubt up all increases the doubt of all players. While it raises your own doubt, it also raises the doubt of others, making it harder to be arrested. In other words, it can be quite effective when used by Kira. Doubt down all. This will lower everyone's doubt. At a time when your doubt is high, you can lower it all at once. I understand this one. It lowers everyone's doubt, so it's effective when used by L, right? Yes, that's correct. Influence up will fully restore your influence. However, the number of arguments you can make is effectively reduced by 1. Max influence up will increase your maximum influence, allowing you to speak more freely. Lastly, there's the unique argument, whose effects differ depending on the person. Light's unique stunning argument reduces his own doubt to 0. As for my own, it sets everyone's doubt to 50. Then there are those of all the others as well. If ever you don't wish to make an argument, you may choose to pass your turn. Doing so will allow you to end your turn without lowering your influence. On the other hand, choosing not to make an argument of any kind may also seem suspicious.
What's happening?
Yo, Gabriel Da Vinci, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. We're playing the Death Note DS game, which was recently translated into English. It's basically Among Us, but with Death Note characters. If there are no remaining arguments, a vote will be held to determine who should be arrested. We vote for whoever we think is Kira, right? Yes. Generally speaking, votes are expected to reflect the doubt markers we spoke of before. There's no guarantee that the people with the markers are actually Kira, though. Correct. Therefore, it's vital you take countermeasures when you feel you might be voted out. You may, for instance, choose to counter an argument which will draw suspicion toward you. Building trust with others will also help to avoid receiving votes. If someone receives the majority of votes, they will be arrested and eliminated from the game. There's so many tutorials. Alright, next I'd like to explain the L and Kira roles. First, L's role. What L should be doing changes after identifying who Kira is. Until Kira can be identified, L should strengthen his foothold by developing trust with everyone. It is important to prevent the doubt of others from rising needlessly to avoid the wrong outcome. In other words, arresting someone who isn't Kira, a false arrest. Right, in that event, L would receive a penalty which lowers his max influence. Being L sounds really hard. Can say that again, Matsuda. Once L is identified Kira, his aim is to raise Kira's doubt in order to gather the needed votes. You can arrest Kira more reliably by lowering the doubt of the other investigators. How can L identify who's actually Kira? After the voting has concluded, L can perform a special investigation. That sounds awesome! Can drop the select button on the person you wish to investigate. The results of the investigation will be shown with a circle, which is Kira, or an X in the case that they aren't. Even once L knows who Kira is, he can only win through a vote, which leads to Kira's arrest. So do your best as L to gather the necessary votes and arrest Kira. Next, in case you find yourself playing the role of Kira, Kira can build up trust with someone to 100 to get information about L out of them. Kira's most basic goal is to gather information and ascertain L's identity as quickly as possible. Once Kira knows who L is, what does he do then? You don't mean... Precisely, Matsuda. Kira is able to pass judgment and designate an investigator to be eliminated immediately. Judgment is performed by dropping the select bubble on the designated person. If someone's trust is at 100 and they've obtained information on L, that information will be disclosed. X signifies there's no possibility of being L. Circle means they could be L, and the circle with a center in it confirms it. Also, if a person other than L is mistakenly judged, Kira's maximum influence will be greatly reduced. Please consider the gathered information carefully before enacting judgment. If you play it right, it is possible for Kira to win by arresting L, as opposed to judging him. Finally, I will explain how to discern L and Kira from the other investigators. When looking for Kira, pay attention to those who raise the doubt of others aggressively. Be wary of those who concentrate on raising the trust of a single person. You can assume that Kira will want to build someone's trust to 100 to get information about L. I get it, so you investigate people who show patterns that resemble Kira's behavior. Contrary to Kira, when seeking L, it is advisable to look out for those who build trust more evenly. Also, in order to avoid a false arrest, L will often move to lower doubt first. If Kira has been identified through an investigation, L will increase Kira's doubt to go after for an arrest. As Kira, if someone tries to raise your doubt persistently, it's highly likely this person is L. Of course, there are many other ways in which to discern a person's role. For example, someone who behaves entirely differently from the others is immediately suspect. Matsuda, are you still following along? Yes, everything makes perfect sense now. Sort of. Well, I suppose it is a lot to take in all at once. I've prepared some play memos, so I ask that you take a look at all of them. It's much appreciated. As you can see, the Kira game can be reduced down to a few simple, well-structured rules. Episode 1, Rebirth! Don't take the Kira game lightly, it's not just a game. But by playing as Kira, it should aid us in understanding how Kira thinks. By understanding Kira's mentality, we can create a criminal profile to match. Is that the idea? Yes, already there are a few things that I have surmised about our killer. What? Are you saying you know what kind of person Kira is, Ryuzaki? Yes. Then what sort of person are we dealing with? An affluent child. Child? You don't really think the killer's a child, do you? Child, huh? I think you're onto something. You too, Light? There's no way the killer could be a child. I mean... Hold on, Matsuda. Let him explain his reasoning before we start objecting. Alright, everyone, please pay attention. At present, it is believed that Kira is able to kill a person with only their name and face. Most people would use a power like that for their own self-interest. However, the first people Kira chose to target were criminals. And even now, that target remains the same. I can only see this as a show of power. They show no interest in money or status and flaunt their strength. Kira lives a child's life, a life without discomfort. I can only imagine a child playing with a dangerous toy. Even though, in the end, it results in fewer crimes being committed. You're wrong. If that were the case, if someone had a power like that, for me, if I were a child, no, even now I would be too afraid to use that kind of power. I would argue that's a normal way to feel, but this criminal, Kira, isn't a normal person. Wow, Light, he got everything right. Shut up, Ryuk. Only I can see or hear you, but you're making it hard to concentrate. I think Kira is an adult. It's some lonely old man with one foot in the grave. Some child seeing things so grimly, I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. This would be a good opportunity, wouldn't it, Ryuzaki? Agreed. Matsuda, why don't we try to put your theory to the test in the Kira game? Perhaps then everyone will be able to understand your point of view. Yeah, bring it on. Dad, Aizawa, and Mogi as well. I'd like you all to play. Win as Kira. Bonus conditions. Win within 3 rounds. Okay. This is so weird. My dad, he just said his dad is childish. I can't believe arrested his dad. Yo, what's up, Icarus? This is the Death Note video game for DS. Wow. How are you doing, man? Oh, okay. See ya, Icarus. Nice. Matsuda, I've seen enough. The investigation should move forward according to L's reasoning. Are you saying you understand Kira because of the game? Well, if my ideas aren't even worth considering, I guess I'm not needed in this investigation. Well, not really, Matsuda. That's untrue. It's vital that we have someone who possesses a normal person's sensibilities. Honestly, I'm not confident I could do this without you now. Can't do it without me. Ryuzaki, are you acknowledging my worth? Thank you, Ryuzaki. Finally, Ryuzaki doesn't think I'm worthless. Is that true, Ryuzaki? With so few people, no one is useless. You should know that, Dad. Correct. I'm not able to call room service to the investigation headquarters. Watari is quite busy, so Matsuda will be in charge of sweets. I couldn't go on without him. Under his alias, L, Ryuzaki has garnered incredible influence, even over the American FBI. It has been a number of days since he took lead of the Kira investigation. No major progress has been made on the case, but the investigators, who were initially skeptical of the efficacy of the Kira game, have gradually come to accept it. However, the members of the investigation team can no longer hide their confusion over Ryuzaki's peculiarities. This isn't what I signed up for. When does he plan on relieving me from sweets duty? It's nothing but sweets all day. Gelato, gummy bears, Turkish delights, creme brulee. Today it's Pfeffernuss. Pfeffernuss? Hassenpfeffer? Pfeffernuss? Dang it, can't you see? That's all he has me do. Oh, yeah. That's all he has me do all day every day, so I've gotten super familiar with them. Sweets aside, Matsuda, doesn't it feel like Ryuzaki just stays cooped up in here all the time? Don't put me aside, Chief. I want to do something important that brings us closer to catching Kira too. Not just for Matsuda's sake, but wouldn't it be better for Ryuzaki to lay off the sweets a little? Yeah. True, there's no way his eating habits could be considered healthy. Hey Light, speaking of eating habits, I haven't had any apples today, you know. Ryuk, I know how much you like apples, but you can't have any while we're at headquarters. Yeah, it's just like you all said, Ryuzaki's gonna end up fat, so it's for his own good. Matsuda, try to understand, even eating sweets you won't get fat if you use your head. Why'd he single me out, and why'd he say my name twice? I know, Ryuzaki. We'll use the scale to see if what you say is true. I don't remember saying anything to warrant that. What do you say, we'll play the Kira game? Come on, guys, why the reluctant faces? Atari, even you, but you never show emotions. Perhaps Matsuda does know how to use his head. Alright, I'll accept your challenge. he wasn't having any of that one.
Keep stepping at your own pace. Keep stepping at your own pace.
I wasted all that influence arguing with Soichiro. Damn it.
Keep stepping at your own pace. 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 Keep
Victory! This snappy theme. Yeah! Guy murdered people. We caught him. Oh yeah, jazz. So, as far as I know, there are 16 of these rounds in the whole game, and if you fulfill the bonus condition on all 16 of them, there's one bonus chapter, which is a little, I guess it's like a little Easter egg thing about how of Ryuzaki deducting that one of the rules is fake, which is a thing I don't think he does in the manga. Even though I ate all that chocolate to Cuse during the Kira game, right? But isn't that just a question of ratio, though? If there's no change in body fat, but you gain weight, the body fat percentage naturally decreases. Huh? What do you mean? Say you drink water, you gain weight but not fat, so the fat makes up a smaller ratio overall. I get it, I see why you're the top student at Toho, Light. But wait, didn't you also drink a ton of coffee during the game, Ryuzaki? The results speak for themselves. That's not fair. Fair or not, the results are what they are. Ryuzaki was certainly drinking a lot of coffee during the game. Although he added an unusually large amount of sugar, so, well, I guess it doesn't matter. He can do as he likes with his body, as long as it doesn't hinder the investigation, that is. After all that thinking, I'm sure the rest of you are wanting something sweet now too, right? Mr. Matsuda, may I recommend that newly opened shop in Aoyama? The cake store? Right away, forgive me, Ryuzaki. Oh shit, the Ray Penber arc. Under L's orders, a secret investigation into the police officials and their families had been opened. Among those to be investigated by Ray Penber, an FBI agent, was Light Yagami. Realizing that he was being tailed by Ray Penber, Light devised a plan. He would use the Death Note to manipulate a criminal and cause a bus-jacking incident. Thus, Light Yagami and Ray Penber find themselves on the bus in question. Suspected of aiding the busjacker, Ray Penber shows Light Yagami his FBI ID to prove his identity. Although unaware of the meeting between Ray Penber and his son, Soichiro Yagami learned of the FBI's ongoing investigation of the Japanese police and called Ray Penber to the HQ for questioning. Ray Penber, welcome to the Kira Investigation Headquarters. Everyone is already waiting inside. I think you know, but about that incident from before. I understand, rest assured. I haven't told anyone about the incident with the bus. You can trust me to keep that between us. I think I understand the FBI's aims, now please. Yes, I hope to be able to collaborate. I wasn't expecting Light Yagami to be at the investigation headquarters, but he says he hasn't spoken to anyone about our meeting. Shouldn't be an issue as long as he stays silent. Besides, Light Yagami can't be Kira. If he were Kira, he would have killed the busjacker immediately, but he didn't make any move to do so. Let me get this straight. You came to Japan as part of an independent FBI investigation? Your aim isn't the Japanese police, but rather Kira. Is that what you're saying? Yes, how many times must I say it? To date, Kira has killed 327 criminals within the United States, more than any other country. We FBI agents have come to Japan with the sole purpose of investigating the Kira case. There is no investigation of the Japanese police nor their families, your son included. L. No, it's Ryuzaki now. I understand. You requested the probe into the Japanese police, but I mustn't let this be known no matter the circumstance. I'll insist the FBI is leading an independent Kira investigation. If the FBI was really investigating the Japanese police, I don't think he would have come here. If he refused our request under such circumstances, it would place more doubt on the FBI's actions. The Japanese police and their families, that's an admission that I was under investigation, is it not? No doubt. Ray Penber, that you asked for my silence about the incident on the bus means that the Japanese police were not to know about the existence of the FBI agents in Japan. In other words, there's no doubt that the FBI is actively investigating the police. And it was L who gave the orders. Only he could manage that. L wouldn't want anyone to know that the FBI was investigating the Japanese police either. I can use this. Not to worry, Ray Penber. My lips are sealed. I don't want Ryuzaki to know about our meeting either. So what's the truth, Ryuzaki? The FBI are acting in accordance to L's directions, are they not? What? Ryuzaki ordered it. Light, are you saying Ryuzaki doubts us? Perfect. There was no real trust from the start. This should create a rift between Ryuzaki and the task force, and slow down the investigation. I was able to get Ray Penber's name thanks to that little stunt on the bus. I didn't anticipate it to be this effective, though. Possible. There are several individuals under the L moniker who could have made the order. Other L's. He's pretty clever, huh, Light? And L is suspicious of the Japanese police. That proves he doesn't trust us. No, not quite. You must remember this is simply one possible explanation. Suppose there's nothing for it. So in regard to Mr. Penber, are the FBI truly here to investigate the Kira case? We could hold his feet to the fire with the Kira game. He says he was tasked with looking into the Kira case. On those grounds, he should have some insights into Kira. Take part in the Kira game so we can see just how much you know about the Kira case. Your chance to prove your claims. Must warn you though, winning against Light and myself will be quite the challenge though. I wouldn't have expected that from you, Ryuzaki, but that's exactly what I want. I'll be able to catch him off guard and get some info on the other FBI agents in Japan. What do you say, Inspector Ray Penber? Alright. Okay, L. I'll beat you at your own game. Clear by judging L at the end of the first round. Um... Wow.